All right, here are 3 division math problems that cause people trouble, even though they only involve 0 and 1. So let's talk about the first one here. 0 divided by 1. 0 divided by 1 is equal to 0. And the reason we know that is because we can check it. This times this is that. So 0 divided by 1 is 0 because 0 times 1 is 0. Most people know this pretty well. You could simplify this by simply saying, hey, if you have a division problem and 0's on the top, 0's in the numerator position, then that's going to be equal to 0. It kind of follows from this simple math problem. 6 divided by 2 is 3 because 3 times 2 is 6. So if you understand this, you can kind of apply that up here. 0 divided by 1 is 0. Then we move down here to this one. 1 divided by 0. 1 divided by 0. You think about it, a lot of people want to say, well, this must be 0. But if you put a 0 here, is 0 times 0 1? No. Well, then people say, well, hey, it must be 1 then. But if you put a 1 here, is 1 times 0 1? No. That's why mathematicians call this undefined. It's undefined. It's undefined, and what that means is there is no number in our number system that if you multiply it times 0, you're going to get 1. So this is undefined. So you might be wondering, like, why in the world do we have a word to describe a math problem when we have numbers in the world? And the reason this happened is 0 was the last numeral to be invented, if you will, and division was already going on. So division by 0 kind of threw a wrench in the gears, if you will. It kind of messed things up a little bit. So math is not a perfect system. This is undefined because there is no number times 0 that would be 1. And then that brings us to the last problem down here, 0 divided by 0. And you notice that you have 0 in both locations here. So if I put 1 here, will that work? Because usually something divided by itself is 1. Well, is 1 times 0 0? Yes. But what if I had placed a 2 here? Would that have worked? Is 2 times 0 0? Yes. So anything that you put here would work, and we call this indeterminate. And probably the best way to describe that word is to say there are so many answers I can't think of which one to put down. It's indeterminate. In other words, it could be anything. Anything that you put here will work. So this is indeterminate. Now, in terms of practicality, if you worked out a problem in the context of some kind of word problem or something and it came out to be this, you would probably say that it's undefined or that you can't determine the answer. This is mathematically craziness here if you had 0 divided by 0. Anyway, these are 3 division problems you should be well acquainted with, because sometimes when you're working with slope problems or you're working some other math problem that involves division, you're going to have 0 in any of these locations. So if 0 is on the top, something else is on the bottom, that's going to be equal to 0. If 0 is on the bottom, that's going to be undefined. If you have 0 in both places, then it's going to be indeterminate. Hopefully this won't happen too much. Maybe on a quiz show or something like that, and you'd be a genius if you said, hey, it's indeterminate. That's what it is. That'd be awesome if you said that. You'd probably win $1 million or something. All right, bye.